How's it going, guys? Alpa here today. Last video talked about how to use Versio Studios, and in this video I'm going to be talking about basically everything in this code, and if we do have time after that, I'm going to be talking about how you could actually modify it into your own way. So right here we actually have comments. These double slashes are comments, and when we execute our code, it's not going to read these comments. As soon as it sees two slashes, it's just going to ignore the rest for the line for this example. But let's say this, I want to make it where it's basically, hey, I want to make multi-line comments, but I don't want to be doing it in like this type of format. Well, what an easy way to do is we putting a star right there and then ending a star right there, and this basically all of it basically means, hey, this is a multi-line comment. We could even take apart this and still no errors. That's really it about comments. Comments, it's really easy to understand. Basically, they're comments for the programmer to understand of the program. And the workplace, if you're actually going to be working in a coding position, especially, you're not going to be working on one project by yourself. You're going to be working with other people. So organizing and having comments is very, very useful. So what I'm going to do is basically get rid of all those comments, because my personal opinion, it looks like crap most of the time, especially with simple projects. And then we could see right here, the first line right now is hashtag include. When we ever see hashtag include or pound symbol include, it basically finds a file that, for example, right here we have IOStream. It finds a file like right here and tries to find that specific file. Let me see if I could find it. Right here, IOStream. And this is really what IOStream is. It says IOStream standard header, copyright, Microsoft, of course. And this is all IOStream is. As you can see here, yeah, we're not going to be talking about this in our coding tutorials. Maybe later on in next series, how to think like a programmer. We'll talk about this a little bit more. But basically what it really does is, you could see right here, if we ever use syn, cout, char, clog, clog, and then basically it says for print. Basically these four, if we ever use IOStream, that's basically what it is going to be using. If we ever use syn, cout, share, clog, we are going to be using them. We can use them in our C++ program. And as you can see here, it just continues to repeat them over and over again. You can just see it, and that's really the only four things that really it does. It's quite useful, and pretty much for any project, I would just say for simple reasons, if you're going to be doing anything with the terminal, like printing out on the terminal or even putting stuff into the current terminal, you're going to need IOStream 100%. You might as well add it to every single project, because it's not really going to make a difference unless you're looking for runtime solutions. And that's really by how fast the program is, and that's not good for new programmers. Are never going to be doing that. And then we have our int main. We could hide the inside parts of it so it makes more clear. But basically all you really need to know about int main is pretty much every program in C++ will have an int main. And int main is the main program that the C++ debugging software or whatever will run. It will like, let's say I put, I don't know, for example, a comment, right? Hello. Let's say I put a comment right here that says hello. It reads top from bottom, and then when it sees our main function, that's pretty much the only function that it will execute. Now, for some reason, if we do not have a main function, it will not execute properly, and for that, it will basically I don't remember what it does, but I know you're not going to have anything organized. For example, if we have a function right here, let's say our function is a void. You'll be learning voids later on, and then I say I want to name this void hello, boom, and then let's say I want to put this code inside of this, and for this I want to execute hello, so boom, I have parentheses and then a semicolon. And as you can see here, when we run the program, it's just gonna print out hello world. It should, in theory, really print out hello world, and that is it. STD is basically, all it really is just the front part of any program. And yes, you can take these out, and I'll be showing you that in the next episode. And then you have these double dots, and these double dots are separated from these two these two commands. What cout does is, for this one, you need to read it as cout, and basically means command out. So how I think of this is command out is for whatever code that is written over here, it's going to bring that out and put it up on the terminal. So essentially, if you're from Java, Python, or anything like that, if you're from Python, it's just a print statement if you really think about it. If from JavaScript, it's just a console log statement. And we have these little arrows when we ever want to basically put out cout and other commands that the computer will intake. How I think of this is, if the arrows are facing this way, basically it means we're giving information to the computer. Well, we're not giving information to the computer. The computer is going to be putting out the information that is provided behind the number. And if it's this way, we're putting in information as an input. So for these arrows, it'll be a input, and for these variables, it will be an output. And then right here is a string, hello world. Of course, we saw in the console, it prints out hello world. But what about this part, the /n? /n basically means enter. If you're thinking about in a text editor, which you really should, as a console, basically all /n is a enter. For example, let's say I type hello world into a notepad, right? And then the /n is basically the next step, and it just, I know from it, hey, it means I'm going to press the enter and have a space, and then whatever is after that, for example, directions. Okay, basically see right here, that's the enter part, that's the /n, and this is just the default when the code has nothing else to say. So without that /n, this space would not be there. And that's really all knowing of this simple, like, 6-line program. Hell, I would even say it's a 5-line program. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to input strings and tell you guys the ability to change everything. But this video has been too long, so hope you guys enjoy and like the video.